So, what's good, YouTube? Welcome to the channel. I was doing a Bible reading this morning, and I just wanted to share that with you. So this is from the book of Ecclesiastes, and we know that Ecclesiastes was written by King Solomon, and the Bible tells us that he was the wisest man to ever have lived, and also it says that he was the richest man to ever have lived. And I mentioned this also just to um, make point of the fact that, with wisdom comes riches, it's a reward, comes wealth, it's a reward. Basically, they go hand in hand. So, enough about me. And so let's get it. I'm going to get into the reading of Ecclesiastes 1. And that's where it says, vanity of vanities, says the preacher. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. What does a man gain by all the toil in which he toils under the sun? A generation goes and a generation comes, but the earth remains forever. The sun rises and the sun goes down and hastens to the place where it rises. The wind blows to the south and the wind blows to the north. Around and around goes the wind, and on its circuits the wind returns. All streams run to the sea, but the sea is not full. To the place where the streams flow, there they flow again. All things are full of weariness. A man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. What has been is what will be, and what has been done is what will be done, and there is nothing new under the sun. Is there a thing of which it is said, see, this is new? It has already been in the ages before us. There is no remembrance of former things, nor will there be any remembrance of latter things yet to come among those who come after. The vanity of wisdom. I, the preacher, have been king over Israel in Jerusalem, and I applied my heart to seek and to search out by wisdom all that is done under heaven. It is an unhappy business that God has given to the children of man to be busy with. I have seen everything that is done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and a striving after wind. What is crooked cannot be made straight, and what is lacking cannot be counted. I said in my heart, I have acquired great wisdom, surpassing all who were over Jerusalem before me, and my heart has had great experience of wisdom and knowledge. And I applied my heart to know wisdom and to know madness and folly. I perceive that this also is but a striving after wind. For inasmuch wisdom is much vexation, and he who increases knowledge increases sorrow. The vanity of self-indulgence. I said in my heart, come now, I will test you with pleasure, enjoy yourself. But behold, this also was vanity. I said of laughter, it is mad, and of pleasure, what use is it? I searched with my heart how to cheer my body with wine, my heart still guiding me with wisdom, and how to lay hold on folly, till I might see what was good for the children of men to do under heaven. During the few days of their life, I made great works. I built houses and planted vineyards for myself. I made myself gardens and parks and planted in them all kinds of fruit trees. I made myself pools from which to water the forest of growing trees. I bought male and female slaves and had slaves who were born in my house. I had also great possessions of herds and flocks, more than any who had been before me in Jerusalem. I also gathered for myself silver and gold and the treasure of kings and provinces. I got singers, both men and women, and many concubines, the delight of the Son of Man. So I became great and surpassed all who were before me in Jerusalem. Also, my wisdom remained with me, and whatever my eyes desired, did I not keep from them. I kept my heart from no pleasure, for my heart found pleasure in all my toil, and this was my reward for all my toil. Then I considered all that my hands had done, and the toil I had expended in doing it, and behold, all was vanity and a striving of the wind, and there was nothing to be gained under the sun. The vanity of living wisely. So I turn to consider wisdom and madness and folly. For what can man do who comes after the king? Only what has already been done. Then I saw that there is more gain in wisdom than in folly, and there is more gain in light than in darkness. The wise person has his eyes in his head, but the fool walks in darkness. And yet I perceive that the same event happens to all of them. Then I said in my heart, what happens to the fool will happen to me also. Why then have I been so very wise? And I said in my heart that this also is vanity. For the wise, as of the fool, there is no enduring remembrance. For of the wise, as of the fool, there is no enduring remembrance. Seeing that in the days to come all will have been long forgotten. How the wise dies is just like the fool. So I hated life, and what is done under the sun was grievous to me, for all is vanity and a striving after wind. The vanity of toil. I hated all my toil in which I toil under the sun, seeing that I must leave it to the man who will come after me, and who knows whether he will be wise or a fool. Yet he will be master of all for which I have toiled and used my wisdom under the sun. This also is vanity. So I turned about and gave my heart up to despair over all the toil of my labors under the sun. Because sometimes a person who has toiled with wisdom and knowledge and skill must leave everything to be enjoyed by someone who did not toil for it. This also is vanity and a great evil. What has a man from all the toil and striving of heart with which he toils beneath the sun? For all his days are full of sorrow, and his work is a vexation. Even in the night is his heart. Even in the night his heart does not rest. This also is vanity. There is nothing better for a person than that he should eat and drink and find enjoyment in his toil. This also I saw is from the hand of God. For apart from him, who can eat or who can have enjoyment? For to the one who pleases him, God has given wisdom and knowledge and joy. But to the sinner, he has given the business of gathering and collecting, only to give it to the one who pleases God. This also is vanity and a striving of the wind. So these are some of the conclusions of King Solomon. And just looking back over my life, I'm also coming to the conclusion that it's all vanity. And the vanity I speak of here is that it's just futile, folly, empty, valueless. It's nothing really to be gained. Yes, there was experiences, but when it's all said and done, it's just vanity. And like I said, like just looking over my parents' life, and as I'm female, I like to compare with my mother, and I know she'd be proud of me, the strides and the growth, I have attained. And like there's so many experiences in the world nowadays, like just to be in contact, like with some of the wisest men today. It's possible even to learn from them, like with the social media that we have now. You can follow and what have you, some of these great minds. And that is enjoyment for me, like learning. But I saying either way, like there's so many opportunities today to find pleasure and enjoyment. But at the end of the day, it is all just chasing the wind, all this grinding, hustling and grinding to, attain something. But at the end of the day, the Bible says, like, you know, you need to please God by doing this. Because if you're not pleasing God, like to the one who pleases Him, God gives wisdom, knowledge, and joy. And to the sinner, He has given the business of gathering and collecting, and that will be given over to the one who pleases the Lord. So there's that also. And then also, like we do all this striving and trying, and at the end of the day, like what is crooked cannot be made straight, what is lacking cannot be counted. It's all vanity. There's nothing new. What has been will be, and what has been done will be done. There truly is nothing new under the sun. And I was baffled by like whether I truly believe this, although I do. But then I was looking like how, but we have like cell phones, there were no cell phones. But then I think like like even the gloss, the numbers, the picture on the phone, the information, is it the graphene that they use, the black pot to build a phone? There's nothing new. All of it has been, maybe the way it's put together and packaged today is different, but there's nothing new. Truly, there is nothing new under the sun. And yeah, like all the pleasures, it doesn't profit it much. So some of the conclusions that King Solomon came to is that, like what like you can be a wise man and everything, but the sun shines still on the fool and the wise man, and death is the end for both the fool and the wise man. And another conclusion of his is that so basically we should eat, drink. Yes, we have to toil. So find enjoyment in the toil. Do what you love and love what you do, I guess. And find enjoyment in the toil. But more importantly, seek to please God. seek to please God, because by Him, the Bible tells us that apart from Him, we cannot eat and we cannot find enjoyment. So joy comes from God, and peace of mind and things like that. But then also like just the ability to find food. You know, you may think that it's your hand that goes out and like brings home the bacon basically. But actually it is God who allows this. It's Him who allows it in the first place. He is like the foundation. Even that you can have that health to go out and bring home the bacon to reach the success of your goals and what have you. It's God who allows it. You seek after, we seek after the knowledge and what have you, but at the end of the day, it's God who allows it. So, conclusion here being eat, drink, find enjoyment in your toil, and most importantly, seek to please God. Because another conclusion that he had is that there is more gain in wisdom than in folly, and there is more gain in light than in darkness. Even though everything is futile, but this is a conclusion I can agree on also. And so, yeah, these were some of King Solomon's conclusions. And as I said, he was the wealthiest, and we know that he had a chance to ask God for whatever, and he chose to ask God for wisdom instead of riches, instead of the lives of his enemies or what have you. He sought to ask God for wisdom. And the Bible tells us that some of the rewards of wisdom are riches, or even peace, and yeah, all these pleasures of the earth come with wisdom. When you have wisdom, wisdom is the key, and when you have wisdom, you can attain all of this. And also in some of the earlier books of Proverbs, I love how it says that wisdom calls out to the fool, like, come in, come to me, come eat and dine with me, come, let me teach you, let me show you the treasures. I have gifts here. Come. She cries aloud in the streets, in the markets. She raises her voice. At the end of the noisy streets, she cries out. At the entrance of city gates, she speaks. How long, oh simple ones, will you love being simple? How long will scoffers delight in their scoffing, and fools hate knowledge? So with wisdom comes knowledge and understanding. There's so many rewards and treasures of wisdom. And yeah, we can seek our life searching for wisdom, and that is honorable, but either way, it's still all vanity, and vanity is futility, futile, empty, valueless, just folly, just almost when you feel like it's useless. So this also had me thinking that like so all of it is useless, is all vain. But then it had me thinking that maybe it's important that also we should think and prepare on the year after, because this is life, and this is all some of the things that life entails basically, some of the experiences we can have of life and conclusions. But then also we know that after this life we have a destination, a destiny, somewhere where we go, and it depends also on whether we please the Lord or not, obedience and what have you. So saying all this to say that maybe it is important to also prepare for the life after, because what is the profit of man if he gains the whole wide world and loses his soul? Like, basically, where will your destination for eternity be? Because afterlife is eternity, and where will you spend your eternity, is what I'm trying to say. So maybe that's something that we can consider and prepare and work toward. And yeah, I've been with our workshop, but I hope this guest you as always me finding my higher voice, your girl Natasha, and I'll see you in the next one. Yes.